Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Oh, a botched split here from Bill, but he's trying and he's learning, and that's good. So it's going to be a Midric Madness game between Sauvage and Bill on Ghost River. Top right, it's going to be Bill, the Zerg player, extractor tricking. Early game shenanigans here from Bill, and top left, it's going to be Sauvage, which is savage in French. And he's blue. So, it's going to be a ZVT here, Midric Madness game, sent to SniperMonkey at the email address in the description with the subject of Mid-Rank Madness. If you want me to cast your Midric Madness game, make sure it's gold, platinum, or diamond, and exciting in some way, and a little bit of some learning opportunities, and I guarantee a sniper will watch it and let me know if it is good to cast. So, mining. And then losing those minerals because you made a hatch from the drone. So it's going to be like a 16 hatch after an extractor trick. So A-OK here. So it's a 16, there you go, 18 extractor and a 17 pool. Doesn't quite line up. I'm not entirely sure why there was an extractor trick there, but maybe he saw someone else do it and said, huh, I want to try that. Anyway, so the pool is going down a little bit later than usual and saturating the gas with 2 drones. Yeah, with 2 drones. And there we go. There's the third. So what's Sauvage doing here? Oh. Not expanding, reactoring, orbital commanding, and then expanding. So a little bit of a later expand here from Sauvage. So, is this going to be reactored Reapers from Sauvage? Well, no double gas here, so maybe it's just going to be reactored Marines. Just want a lot of Marines in the early stages of this TVZ. Wow, 36 supply for Bill. A little bit oversupplied. But hey, I say better oversupplied than supply blocked in StarCraft 2, right? Right. So yeah, reactoring Marines. Ooh, second and third barracks here. So it's a 3 racks expand play from Sauvage. Is there going to be a third base here? This is the third base location here on Ghost River, a very spooky map. Look how spooky it is behind Bill's main base. And behind Sauvage's base. Look at those dead trees and the green mist. Everything is spooky here on Ghost River. There we go. Third base at 3 minutes. Again, a little bit late. This is a little bit of an older replay for Bill. And he is better than when this game was played. So, just making sure that you know that. Throw down a creep tumor. Throw down a creep tumor, Bill. Connect your bases with creep. That is the bare minimum for creep spread as a Zerg player. The maximum is covering the entire map with creep, but the minimum is just connect your bases with creep. There we go. So 2 creep tumors. Multiple creep tumors do spread creep faster than just 1. And just continuing to make queens here. Very, very good. Queens and lings can save you from a lot of early aggression, especially in this matchup. And man, just nothing but Marines here. Combat shield, stim on the way. Factory, no factory. There we go. So it is going to be a factory here, but is this going to be like a fully Marine? Okay, 1 Marauder timing with combat shield and stim and no medevacs? This factory is a little bit too late to get medevacs to line up with this. Yeah, with the stim and combat shield timing, but we will see. We will see together what the plan is here. It's a baneling nest from Bill. Is he getting a lair? Not so much, no. So if he's going to get banelings, they're going to be slow, but they're going to be on creep, which is good against Marines, especially if they're not being microed particularly well, like in the case here from Sauvage. So bunker coming up at the front here from Sauvage. He is getting that starport, no surprise there. And a reactor in the factory, probably to toss the starport onto the reactor to double pump medevacs. And like I said, the timing just doesn't quite work out here, right? Combat shield is done. Stim is very close to done. And yeah, so no real timing at all here from Sauvage. He just has an idea of what he wants to do, what units he wants to get out. And as a result, he's doing it, but it's not necessarily going to be at a time where this is going to kill Bill, right? Haha! Kill Bill. Great trilogy. Fourth base coming down the right side at about 5:30. There is a little bit of vision over here from Bill on this side of the map, but not a ton.
Your forces are under attack.
Yeah, look at this Marine being like, get out of here. So, yeah, this is tough as a Zerg player. You really just want a couple lings out just to see what's going on. Is there a big push coming to kill you? You want to put overlords on perching spots like this one. Or like this one, trying to keep an eye on it, because Zerg's all about, you want to drone until you need the units to stay alive or to stage an attack. And so if you make a bunch of units here, oh, see, this is, unless you're attacking with this isn't particularly great. You want to have more workers, although Bill's at 52 workers here, which isn't horrendous. It's basically fully saturated 2 bases. The third base is looking, 3/4 saturated here too. And there's another base coming up, so yeah, I mean, it's not like making a huge amount of units. It's a handful of Lings and Banes, 15 Lings, 7 Banelings, making more Banelings here. But there's not a move out from Sauvage, so these would be better served to be drones, is the whole idea here in TVZ. I like that Sauvage is sending Marines around to check, just to check if they're seeing any ninja expansions out and about, which is a definitely good thing to look at. Hydra Den coming in from Bill. Good unit in this matchup, unless your opponent's going like mass siege tank, which is not happening here. And there's the move out. See, this is where you want to have the scout out to see what's going on. Yeah, so it's going to be slow Banes and Lings and Queens. I don't know. 64 to 46 army supply right now. 22 Lings are on the way. Creep does reveal this army is here. That's part of what Creep does too, is gets vision. And then, wow, I want to engage off Creep, says Bill. Okay, so the bait, like I said, not a lot of micro. Oh, man. Yeah, Sauvage needs to work on his micro there. You need to stim, run away from those Banelings, especially if they're slow. Get some distance between you and them, and then kill them. Because, yeah, those Banelings off Creep, they really never should have gotten any connections there at all on your Marines or your Marauders. I love this guy's very bravely. His job is just to kind of attack, move across the map. So, I mean, he's not necessarily given the mission to kill this hatchery, but he put some work into it, I suppose. Sauvage gets a third base at 8 minutes. So definitely a late third base. The attack was okay. He did manage to save a bunch of his units too, which is good. Lower level players will definitely lose every one of those units, including the medevacs. But yeah, it just looks like Bill's better at macroing here. He's better expanding. The timing is faster for him. He's got 65 workers. He's getting centrifugal hooks here a little bit later than you probably want to. Getting 1-1. And getting Hydra upgrades and centrifugal hooks on the backside here. Creep spread is pushing all around. And effectively connecting all of the bases. Pushing up this way, pushing center. And another base is being taken by Bill. He's like, you know what, Sauvage, I'm not worried about you. If that's your first attack, and that's all it could muster, and I was able to easily handle it, then that puts, I mean, seriously, like, that just puts a huge amount of stress on the other player, and makes the Zerg player feel all sorts of comfortable. I'm telling you, from the perspective of a Zerg, if the early attack from a Terran is a little bit anemic, and their micro isn't very good, then you start to feel like, okay, well, I can just macro up a bunch here, and they're probably not going to follow up with anything because they're worried about attacking me. And even if they do, I'm not that concerned about it because I just don't feel like they can do a lot. This Liberator stuff is so good at this lower level, man. All right, nobody in this bunker, and there's a high ground siege tank, but not going to be enough to save this orbital unless it doesn't lift, and there we go. It does lift. Bill's just like, let's engage, I guess. Don't attack, no, not into a choke. Not into a choke. Okay, we're going to attack into a choke here, and Marauders absorb a lot of those Baneling hits. That was not a good trade from Bill. I mean, now it's 84 to 36 army supply. Bill is way down in army supply, but way up in workers at 69 to 46. Nice. This Liberator just casually has 9 kills, 10 kills. 10 kills before the Hydras clear him out. Creep spread is pushing, doing what it does. Okay, so at this point, we probably want a hive, right? At 10 minutes. If you don't have one at 10 minutes, you're probably thinking to yourself, I should probably get a hive soon. These drones need to get back to work to 2 for Bill. Third base from Sauvage lands. There's no SCVs at it. He's only at 46 SCVs. He's not been doing a great job of making workers. And as I usually say in these Midnight Madness games, what you want to be doing is always be making SCVs and supply depots, always be making overlords and drones, always be making probes and pylons. Just never stop doing it. If at any point you find yourself not doing those things, do those things. It really helps your macro a lot. Lurker Den from Bill, like Liberators are really good at this level. Lurkers are insanely good at this level. Lurkers are really hard to deal with for lower level Zerg players. So that's the thing. There are these tools you've got at the Platinum, Gold, and Diamond levels that are just way more effective than they are for the pros. It's kind of nice that way, right? So if you show up with like 10 Lurkers and just go plop, then I don't know. I mean, there is a tank back here. There is one. Nope, there are 4 tanks on the field. Okay, 1, 2. Yeah, maybe the tanks would be able to do something here, but especially if the seismic spines upgrade is here. I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be tough. But yeah, this little drop flying right over creep. In fairness, he didn't know there was creep there, because last time he was in that area of the map, there wasn't any creep in that position, so it's fair enough. Oh, do not lose these medevacs to Hydras. Don't do it. No! Full medevac dies to Hydras. That's the kind of thing you never want to experience. When it happens at the pros, it's brutal. When it happens here, it's worse, man. Ugh. So Sauvage is still up about, well, he's up exactly 38 supply and army supply. He's down 21 workers. So the longer this game goes on, the more it's going to afford Bill some help. The Lingbane Hydra comp. That's what I talk about, right? Lingbane Hydra in this matchup. Although if the opponent doesn't have ghosts, Ultras are going to be really good. Broodlords too, honestly. It's just the reason Ultras and Broodlords aren't great in higher levels EVT is because ghosts. But that's a heavy Marauder comp. So the he moved in. Hydras trade pretty well against Marauders, but not when they're outnumbered this badly, and there is siege tank support from the high ground and from the low ground. That is a 40-kill siege tank. That is not too bad. That attack gets absolutely cleaned up in a brutal, brutal way. My goodness. Another hatch coming up here from Bill. He's like, well, I lost my whole army. It's time to expand. And you know what? I agree. Attack when expanding. These are things you have to remember when you're playing a game of StarCraft. Is attack while expanding. Never stop making probes and pylons and overlords and supply depots unless you already have a fully maxed out available supply, in which case maybe you can stop making supply depots at that point. You're going to be okay, Sauvage. But, you know, the first 13 minutes, always be working on it. So Sauvage is up pretty heavily. He's got a 2-to-1 army advantage right now. If he could find a way to move out with these tanks, I feel like he could get a lot of work done here. Now, this is a situation where Lurkers maybe aren't as good. The tank count is fairly hefty. 5 of them. The Marauder count is nuts, too. By nuts, I mean there are a total of 25 Marauders. Marauders take extra damage from Lurkers because Lurkers do bonus to Armored, but they do extra damage to Lurkers because they do bonus to Armored. So, yes, Lurkers versus Marauders is one of those things, like Adepts versus Lings, where everybody's, you know, light and does damage to light. Extra damage to light, kind of weird. So here goes nothing. So some Liberators would be pretty good here, too. Hydra count is 16. This is a very, very Marauder-heavy comp here from Sauvage. He needs to scan. Don't engage on creep. Okay, so he does scan, kills a bunch of tumors. Straight up engagement. There's the stib. Baneling's not going to be good against these Marauders, but Hydra's on the back line. Yeah, there we go. Lurkers, I don't think even got anything done here. Surprisingly, this guy lives with all the 7 HP. So that was a crushing. Bill decides to go for 36 Lings. They've got +2 attack. They have +2 armor. A hive is on the way, so they don't have Adrenal yet. Bill says, let's counterattack this sucker. Take down his third base, and let's win this game. Are there siege tanks? Yes. There are siege tanks in corners. Like, choosing placement on the tanks here, that's very deliberate from Sauvage. So low ground tank dies. High ground tank continues to shell away. 42 kills on that tank. adding to his numbers as nobody's really able to deal with him. The high ground siege tank is causing all sorts of problems for Bill. But everything on the ground is dying real nice from Sauvage. Yeah, Hydras walk up, target fire a tank. There we go, losing a ton of Hydras in the process. 46 kill siege tank. Pretty good stuff here from Sauvage. This base being up from Sauvage is good too. So, ooh, we went Adaptive Talons before we went Seismic Spines. Where's your scan? Where's your scan? There's your scan. Scan not too late here from Sauvage. Honestly, pretty impressive. The lurkers do get out. Still in range of the planetary cannon. Oh, but the scan wore off. There you go. Another scan comes in. We have multiple orbitals. We have a lot of scans available. Actually, this orbital has full energy, and you need to send some of these SCVs down to this base because you oversaturate your natural base like crazy, Sauvage. Also, I like the production capabilities here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 racks. 3. Oh, there we go. I like the 3 factory play too, allowing for all this tank production that's happening. Very, very good. Upgrades are 2-2 from Sauvage. He needs to be working on 3-3 here. Also, he's got +1 vehicle weapons, but no further attack upgrades or armor upgrades for those either. So I'd like to see further upgrades here from Sauvage. Bill's just, my goodness. Hydroling Bane lurkering himself into victory here. He's doing his best. He's expanding on Sauvage's side of the map. That's how confident our guy is right now. But yeah, Seismic Spines is going to be fantastic. So still 78 to 50 workers. I mean, Sauvage is replacing SCVs, but he just keeps losing them in these attacks on the third base. And sure, the whole Zerg army gets squashed, but you know, fine. I was going to say Overlord speed. Overseers without speed are just really pokey, man. Got a hard time keeping up with the fast Hydras and Lings and Banelings, you know? So giving them that speed upgrade for the Overlord at the hatchery or whatever, higher layer, wherever you want to get it, is a good upgrade to get. So once again, Sauvage says, I gotta move out, right? I can't just sit here. I must go kill bases. So he knows that he has to do that, and I appreciate that. Here comes a small group of Lings. They do not have Adrenal yet, nor is it being researched. So that hatch is in a lot of trouble. Hydroling, Lurker, Liberators. Are they getting target fired? I don't know. A lot of chaos going on underneath these medevacs. Are kind of blocking our vision a little bit, but no, the Hydras win the day there. And it's an evac. I don't think anybody's in those medevacs. High medevac count, but you kind of got to balance your medevac count with how many Marines and Marauders you have, you know? If you've got 27, you know, like if you have 27 medevacs, it's like, wow, my healing is great, but then you only have like 10 Marauders and 5 Marines, and then your army gets killed because you can't out DPS all of the healing those medevacs are doing. And the medevacs can only heal 1 unit at a time anyway, so like, man. Okay, once again, another lurker set up on this planetary. You can outrange planetaries with a Seismic Spines upgrade. I love the Hydras kill the Liberator. All the Hydras, there you go, they pull back, and I mean, we didn't exactly get out of range of the planetary to kill it, but that works nevertheless. At the end of the day, the job is done. 107 to 87 army supply, 199 to 133 overall supply in favor of Bill. High ground siege tank, 48 kills. Can he get 50 today? I might put him in the thumbnail if he does. 50 kill siege tank. Workers. Unsupported here against a lot of Marauders and Thors and stuff. Okay. Yeah, man. Sauvage is doing a pretty good job defending this third base today. I'm not sure he's done a lot of other things incredibly well, but this third base has not fallen yet. Sure, it's had to lift and run sometimes, but it's not dead. And the SCVs are happily mining at this stage, which is good. The larger problem is that Bill's at 80 workers and a bajillion bases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bases in a mid-rank madness is a lot of base. He's going to try to sneaky attack from this direction, maybe knocking down these rocks. I mean, he doesn't have any drones, so he can't mine through these minerals. But yeah, at this point, where Sauvage is like, oh, there's Reap.
Upgrade complete.
Basically in my natural base. That's not good. That is, in fact, a terrible thing to see. Oh, Adrenal's on the way. +3 ground is on the way, too. 3-3 coming in from Sauvage with his attack and armor. And, yo. All right. So, remember I was like, the natural base has been all right. Dude, the siege tanks, though. Oh, where did was that our 49 kill siege tank? Or did he get sent across the map on some kind of an excursion? I don't know. I would say this is the base race, except for the fact that Sauvage is going to lose everything before this really accomplishes much. Tell me there's a tank in one of these medevacs. Tell me he's got 1,000,000 kills. Yes, there is a tank in these medevacs. Our guy. One of these is our guy. Maybe not. Medevacs, get your fat butts out of the way. I need to see if one of these guys is our medevac. Is our tank, rather. Well, because if he's here, he's dead. The main base of Sauvage is dying. Sauvage is trying to engage in a pretty crazy base race. No, none of these tanks are the hero tank. Where did hero tank go? Maybe he got moved down and he died earlier. Ah. Either way. Yeah, they say never base race a Terran. So let's see what we get here. The main base, yeah, of Bill's gone. There's a single Hydra Den sitting here, which is actually kind of funny. Man, siege tanks with +2 attack, so he did get further upgrades for his tanks, which is nice. This orbital should not die to lurkers, but Sauvage's attention happens to be elsewhere. He's floating his bases out. Bill's taking this bottom left, which is hilarious. He's got a bunch of armies sitting inside Sauvage's old base that's not accomplishing anything right now. But, yeah, as far as the base race goes, this is going to be impossible for Sauvage to win. I appreciate the Doom drop taking out Bill's main. That was incredibly effective. Just you don't have much army left is the larger problem. Yeah, these lurkers, dude. Doing all right for themselves. And he's not even hiding very well because there's not a lot of places to hide. There's so much creep on the map. That's a 22 kill siege tank who's going to die. And there he goes. Yep, good snipe on the tank. Tank's the problem here. Medevac's getting picked off once again. The vast majority of the army supply here is medevac. 10 medevacs, 3 marauders, 2 marines. What was I just kind of talking about this kind of a situation? I was. Does Bill not know about this? Bill doesn't know this has been retaken. But at some point, there you go. Sends the overseers over. They've got the speed upgrade. Yeah. This is it. We're done. These empty medevacs. GG. Sauvage taps out. And Bill is our winner. Trying to pad his stats here a little bit in 22 minutes. What a fantastic showing. Really, really, really good showing here of how to play ZVT. Hydraling Bane, he added lurkers into the mix because there were no ghosts. I'm not sure if that's what the read was, but that was fantastic. That was a really good read if that's what happened there. Resources lost, it's going to be a problem if the Terran is at more than the Zerg players. 34,000 to 30,000 is not ideal. What did we end up killing? A hive went down, but 3 orbitals, 2 planetaries, and 2 command centers went down, including 61 SCVs. Only 12 drones died on the Zerg side of things. So, yeah, good stuff here from Bill. The opening was a little bit weird, but continuing to expand, continuing to make drones, continuing to get upgrades for his things. Look at that, 333 across the board for all the stuff on the ground. He never made anything that flew, so he didn't need anything else, including all the upgrades for the Hydras and the Lurkers and the Lings. And the Banes, good upgrading from him. Really, really, very, 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 very good game he should be proud of. So, GG. Well done. That's a great game from Bill. We'll probably have more Bill games in the future here. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a mid-rank madness. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.